On the dead homies. Hey, Soundwave, turn this shit up, nigga.
What is good, YouTube? How niggas doing? It's your boy Cal, aka Activism, here with another video on the channel. Oh shit. And today we are reacting to Blade versus Buffy. Marvel versus Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I have no clue who Buffy the Vampire Slayer is, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But I know who Blade is, because he's a black vampire. A vampire hunter as well, so like, you know. Let's see who they think is, by the way. I can't say nothing about Buffy personally, but I'm gonna say something regardless.
Blade versus Buffy.
The Daywalker versus the Vampire Slayer.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. They are known by many names. Revenant, Vortolak, Nosferatu.
Vampires. When the moon is out and the night is young, these undead demons are out for blood.
Fitting then that the greatest foe of those who stalk the night.
It's low-key crazy because, like, I be forgetting vampires could deadass be considered demons. But I don't know, I just put them in their whole subgenre when they're literally demons as well.
Is the one who can walk the day. Blade.
Is that really his costume?
Hang on.
Now there's a man who doesn't file his taxes. Blade is one of the coolest superheroes ever, and basically kickstarted the comic book movie.
What do they mean by that? There's a man who doesn't file his taxes. Fuck.
Praise.
And yet, he is also seemingly the only one who knows or cares that in the world of Marvel, vampires exist. Seriously, nobody talks about this.
Blade doesn't need anyone's help. He'll just aura farm by himself.
Even Blade's birth was hardcore. Just as the young Eric Brooks' mother was in labor, her attending doctor turned out to be the vampire Deacon Frost.
And he drank her blood right before she gave birth.
This infused Eric with Frost's vampiric blood, turning him half human, half vampire. A Dampier.
Giving him a ton of vampy powers, but none of their weaknesses like garlic, holy water, or sunlight.
Eric would hone these abilities on...
This nigga is a vampire with none of the weaknesses because he's half human, half vampire. I knew about Blade, but I really don't at the same time. I know, like, base level shit.
Under the tutelage of vampire hunter Jamal Afari, sharpening him into a blade that would rape the vampire plague for good.
Blade is strong and fast enough to toss around 1,000-pound demons and cut bullets out of the air. He can keep up with Wolverine, who can deflect Cyclops' light-speed optic blasts. And his Kevlar DuPont armor helped him take the top of Count Von Stott's castle exploding.
He can heal small wounds immediately and sniff out the supernatural with his hypersenses. Also, his fangs can drain his victims of magical energies.
After studying the ways of Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, Blade became a master martial artist. Ah yes, the Rufus from Street Fighter school.
Blood-sucking fangs, magical energy siphoning, hypersenses, immortality, regeneration, shape-shifting, berserk mode, and martial arts. If Buffy the Vampire Slayer don't have immortality, then there's no way he'd beat Blade, in my opinion.
Of Kung Fu.
While the only martial art he's been stated to know is Krav Maga, we know he's mastered more. So for the full scope of his martial arts ability, we'll examine the Blade movies as performed by Wesley Snipes.
By looking at Snipes' training and choreography, we know Blade uses Kung Fu, Capoeira, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Eskrima, Kickboxing, Shotokan Karate, and Hapkido. Add on Blade's knack for stealthy takedowns, and I guess you could call him Marvel's Batman.
Blade's training progressed smoothly until Afari was attacked and had his blood drained by Dracula. Seriously, Avengers, Dracula is real. Why aren't you doing anything about this? He's right there!
Forced to murk his surrogate dad, Blade would have to wage his war alone.
Nursing a wound within him that would never heal. A hole that could never be filled.
Not with that attitude. Blade took a page out of the Book of Boomstick and tried filling that hole with every kind of weapon imaginable. He's got so many, they're his apartment decorations.
Handguns, assault rifles, and explosives make up the brunt of his firepower. And he enjoys getting up close and personal with his dual acid-etched titanium katanas.
Speaking of glorious Nippon steel, he's got a sword made out of adamantium.
Specifically, secondary adamantium. a variant of the metal that is mass producible.
It might not be quite as strong as Cap's shield, but it can cut right through heavy hitters like Ultron and the Hulk.
Naturally, Blade has even more swords. His Atlantean ones can slice through magical enchantments. The Word Sword can harm intangible demons, and the Justiciar can slay fallen angels.
Yeah, he's got some weird stuff he can pull out of his ass.
So
Like-
what's stronger, vibranium or adamantium? So I could have sworn I thought vibranium was the strongest thing in Marvel.
a Hellfire shotgun that burns your soul, or hypodermic needles filled with vampire blood.
Shit.
Seems kinda dumb to turn people into vampires, but it does make them more vulnerable to Blade's arsenal.
All that pales in comparison to the arch weapon of hell in Blade's possession, the breathing gun. It is a living firearm that hisses in the presence of demonic forces. Its sentient bullets chase its victims down. The wounds they cause cannot be healed. And if they get lodged in your body, they'll slowly devour you from the inside out.
hell
They
nah.
can even hurt Hell Lords and even greater threats like the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Blade
Okay, if this nigga could hurt Cosmic Ghost Rider, deadass, what the fuck is this girl doing? I gotta see Buffy body, but if they even compare her to Blade, she gotta be a demon. I ain't gonna lie.
took everything he had and fought his one-man war for almost 100 years.
He's battled hordes of vampires while skydiving, infiltrated the Pentagon, and even took on Spider-Man like Miles Morales, who could absorb the energy of a bomb that could destroy Harlem. Blades even bested the Spirit of Vengeance, Zarathos.
And while he occasionally allied with teams like the Avengers, he prefers to work alone.
I probably would too if they only cared about me when I was helping them and not ridding the world of, you know, vampires.
That, and Blade is scared of what he might do if he loses control, because he does have one classic vampire weakness: a thirst for blood. Blah.
Even more so after he had a daughter, Brielle, whom he avoided for fear of endangering her. If his bloodlust does overwhelm him, he will enter a berserker rage, skyrocketing his strength at the cost of his sanity.
Though it does make him even better at killing vamps. He's made a cottage industry out of whooping Dracula's ass.
Dracula is unsurprisingly powerful, capable of summoning a thunderstorm that covered all of Boston with a wave of his hand.
Drac apparently didn't hold a grudge though, since he eventually made Blade the sheriff of Vampirsk, a vampire nation in the ruins of Chernobyl.
Amazingly, Dracula has even given Blade some of his own blood, which allows him to shapeshift into multiple forms, like a wolf, a horde of bats, or a cloud of mist.
I mean, if Dracula a cool ass nigga, then what's the point of even getting the Avengers and shit to start again? Like, I know why they leave him alone. That nigga chilling. But I remember there was like that one comic where Spider-Man was getting like beat on by some vampire nigga. I forgot what his name was. But like that nigga was a threat. That nigga Spider-Man had no break, nobody helping him or anything. So like, the vampire is definitely a threat to Marvel, which is like, I don't know. Marvel uncovered so much shit and has so much like layers to shit, but there's still a lot of it that still is uncovered with how much like in depth their writing and shit is. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, he can force his way inside your body and blow you up from the inside out, Ant-Man style.
What is with you with the Ant-Man? Blade's hatred of vampires is only matched by his
Welcome
hatred
back,
of
boy.
himself. However, when Brielle showed signs of vampiric powers, Blade finally found a reason to reconnect with his daughter, training her the same way Afari trained him a century prior.
Even after Blade was possessed by the first vampire ever and tried to take over the planet, Brielle put her dad's teachings to the test, saving both him and the world.
And proving that Blade's lonely war need not be so lonely anymore. With his daughter at his side, and also this plant creature pet called Boy Thing, let Marvel's vampires beware. For should they indulge their unnatural urges, they will be sure to meet their end
My
at
nigga
the
Blade
tip
a
of his
demon, though.
blade.
Especially when they boast to
Only I'm the boss.
say
You can't.
5 to stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
For thousands of years, a new Slayer would be granted incredible powers and was destined to die young in battle against evil, passing their powers on to the next Slayer and the next, and so on. That is, until the newest Slayer would change everything. Buffy and Summers.
Not exactly the first girl you'd think is the
Waitress, counselor, law enforcement, 5-4, love interest, Pike Angel, death count at least twice. Founder and president of Third Magic Council, likes ice, Capades, James, Spader, Christian, Slater, and Pineapple Pete. Who the fuck are these people?
Savior of humanity. Buffy's only goals in life were, in her own words, graduate from high school, go to Europe, marry Christian Slater, and die.
But that would all change when the Watcher Merrick appeared and revealed her destiny.
Like, total bummer.
Merrick trained Buffy in the arts of vampire slang, and she became so efficient that she burned down her school. Whoops.
Forcing her and her mom to move to Sunnydale, California to start a new life, far away from any more bloodsuckers and bad makeup.
Unfortunately, small problem, Sunnydale just so happened to be right on top of a hellmouth, where the boundary between Earth and Hell is permeable.
Yeah, that sounds like the Valley, alright. Along with new Watcher Giles, Wallflower Willow, part-time bad boy, part-time sad boy Angel, magical retcon sister Dawn, and Xander. Buffy and her Scooby gang would battle a never-ending series of monsters.
Holy
And we-
shit. The CGI back then was horrible, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And don't say shit about me eating the paper off this fucking straw. I don't know why I'm doing it. I just feel like doing it.
Truly never ending. Sure, there's the TV show, but Buffy has also been slaying vampires across video games, comics, and 128 novels. Tens of
128
thousands of
fucking
pages of Buffy lore you've never heard of.
But we're just crazy enough to speed read them all.
Buffy carries a variety of anti-vampire weaponry. There's wooden stakes, of course, sometimes dipped in
Knife, stakes, Morningstar, grenade, flamethrower, M136 rocket launcher, Hellfire launcher, Hope's dagger, laser rifle, Olaf hammer, glove of Mahinog, razor blades. I eat paper straws if I'm bored enough on some chill shit. I do the same shit. Alright, thank you.
Gorgon venom that can turn you to stone. Though she's also experienced with axes, swords, quarterstaffs, holy water, just about anything.
You said it! When she fought an ancient demon unable to be killed by any weapon forged in his time, Buffy introduced his stupid ass to the 20th century!
She's also a master of Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, karate, kung fu, wushu, tai chi, kendo, capoeira, and taekwondo.
Buffy apparently thinks Hong Kong's kung fu movie masters could learn a thing or two.
No kidding. Thanks to her Slayer senses, her reflexes are fine-tuned enough to dodge close-range Gatling gun fire, lightning bolts from the sky, and even beams of light. She's kept up with another Slayer, Faith, who can dodge laser beams from point-blank range.
Buffy's strong enough to bend rebar, punch this 4.5-ton.
The thing is, they said she kept up with another Slayer named Faith who could dodge beams at point blank range. I bet you they about to use that stat to make her able to dodge beams at point blank range, even though that's literally not what it means. Just because she could keep up with somebody doesn't mean she has the exact same speed as them.
Bat monster into the air and smash hard enough to tear apart a building.
And despite her lack of armor, she can survive massive explosions, like the one that destroyed Cephalian's lair that's bigger on the inside.
She can even fight blindfolded, but if she is injured, she heals fast enough to be totally fine by the next episode.
One time, Angel sucked out almost all of the blood from her body, and she survived. Doubly impressive since Angel's blood draining also drains magical energy.
Yeah, Buffy's own magic makes her weirdly resilient to esoteric attacks, like when she expelled this misty shadow demon trying to possess her body, or when she resisted her soul being ripped apart and scattered across time.
That's
Or
fucking
that
crazy.
time she jumped into a vat of boiling liquid so hot it could reduce people to skeletons, and she was just fine.
She might not show physical scars, but she sure has emotional ones. Being the Slayer put a huge burden on Buffy's life.
Unable to live normally, she felt isolated, forced to internalize the trauma she faced on a daily basis. Sure, she had friends, but they couldn't understand her unique struggle.
Like when Angel turned evil after he took her virginity and tried to destroy the world. That must
Nigga, imagine the first nigga you let hit immediately tries to destroy the world after. That shit fucking wild.
be one of those metaphors.
Sometimes the worst enemies are the ones you can't fight and who don't fight back.
Made even worse by her having all the memories of the other Slayers bouncing around in her head, dating back to the Stone Age.
Buffy has dreamt of every battle a Slayer has ever fought, and can call upon those skills in a fight, even subconsciously.
But this includes the memories of their deaths. Countless women violently dying young, a reminder of her inevitable fate.
A fate that came to pass when she fought the Hell God Glory. After leaping into Glory's reality-ending interdimensional hole,
A glory hole, if you will.
Buffy sacrificed
That's
herself to save the universe, dying a hero's death.
It appears my glory hole joke was poorly timed.
Finally freed of her unfair earthly responsibilities, Buffy's soul ascended to heaven in perfect bliss. Until her friends brought her back to life in the agony of existence! This absolutely crushed Buffy and, ironically, annihilated her will to live.
Oh, that's rough, Buffy. But with the show renewed for more seasons, she had to nut up and continue her endless crusade against all things Spirit Halloween.
Buffy's battle for
they do
48
that?
hours straight defeated vampires immune to traditional vampiric weaknesses and destroyed the Sword of Sano, which caused the Great Hanshin earthquake.
And of course, both Buffy and her friends have defeated countless immensely powerful demons.
Like the Queller Demon, which arrived as a meteor and caused the Tunguska explosion, which destroyed over 2,000 square kilometers of forest. Or the Sorrow Demon, which caused a storm that blanketed Los Angeles.
She's also a match for Angel, who survived a blast that could rupture a continental shelf, and took hits from Whistler, whose magic contained a bomb that could vaporize London.
She even faced off against the first evil, literally the embodiment of all evil that predates reality itself.
Forced into battles against stronger and stronger baddies, Buffy clearly needed something to even the odds. The Slayer safe!
It's actually a Bardiche.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna say it. This thing is bullshit.
Containing the essence of Buffy's Slayer powers and created to defeat ancient demons, the scythe can deflect magical projectiles and slice through just about anything. Ghosts, magic, even space itself, destabilizing reality in the process.
Even Silas, the devourer of worlds. Kinda like Galactus, but instead of chomping on planets, he eats the multiverse. And there goes his head.
The scythe is easily the most powerful
I was about
tool.
to say, like, damn, she got all this shit, but she ain't got nothing that compares to nigga damaging Cosmic Ghost Rider. This is something that compares to nigga damaging Cosmic Ghost Rider. Why the fuck does this random white girl need all these powers, bro? Why is it she in Marvel, actually? This is goated. Like, bro, that's something I kind of always wondered, low-key. Like, I know Marvel and DC is, like, the main comic franchises, but, like, there's comic franchises that exist outside of it. So what comic would she be a part of? Like, what franchise? You know? Because she low-key tough. I ain't gonna hold you.
In her arsenal. In effect, attaining it completed Buffy, as though it were a piece of her she never knew was missing. With the scythe, Buffy was finally whole. Being the Slayer was no longer a burden, but a purpose.
And by sharing her Slayer powers with thousands of girls around the world, they all teamed up and kicked the first evil's ass.
Suddenly, the always isolated Buffy had thousands of shoulders to lean on,
Bro,
a
girl power,
sisterhood
nigga.
of Slayers.
And
You see
thousands
this
more.
nigga in the back mewing, like,
Buffy had thousands of shoulders to lean on, a sisterhood.
bitch ass nigga back there. Nigga over here mewing. You a nasty B-world who has paper straws on hand. I don't have paper straws. I just had a straw that had the paper wrapped around it, nigga. Little nasty dude. Yo, watch your mouth, nigga.
Of Slayers.
And thousands more reasons for any wannabe demon conqueror to stay away from Earth. Because unless you want to get your
so
blood
late,
all over her stylish yet affordable boots, you'll steer clear of Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
I ain't gonna lie, one of y'all niggas gotta change y'all colors, by the way. Y'all names being the exact same color with both the mod symbol beside it is confusing me, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Hell nah. One of y'all got to, bro. One of y'all have to. Y'all could rock, paper, scissors about it, flip a coin, something, but one of y'all need to change that color. I can't tell the difference between y'all two, bro. Not gonna hold you. I'm red all the way. Shit. Hey, y'all, that's something y'all gotta figure out, bro. Buffy low-key a demon, though.
Hey,
I'm still rooting for Blade. One, because he's black and he's, like, you know, a guy. Not even on no sexy shit, but, like, I'm gonna root for the brother all the time.
Run the data through all possibilities.
it's time for a live-action death
My head was so
battle!
low-key, I... Okay. Nigga, they got actors for this? No, this shit would be... I thought this shit was about to be animated, dude. No way they got the actor for this shit, bro. how much they budget, bro.
We were kings long before they had a name for kings. But now, starved, hunted, forgotten. You have waited long enough. Tonight, we remember who we were. Tonight, we take back what was always ours.
That's Blade daughter.
Tonight, we feast.
Oh no, that's Blade. How the fuck they gave this nigga Blade fucking... They gave my nigga Blade a fucking box braid set on the back of his head. The long ass braids, yo.
And she...
That's the real ass nigga right there.
That's just the start.
That's why they fight.
Wait! She was just a kid!
Not anymore.
Oh, Blade. There you go. Oh shit. What the fuck? The fact that they got my nigga Blade set up as the villain in this situation, making me think they about to make him lose. I ain't gonna lie. She is not taking that nigga's sword that easy. These actors going crazy.
You out your damn mind?
1 second, y'all. Fuck you doing, cuzzo? Nigga, what you mean fuck I'm doing? I'm eating a Kit Kat bar and watching the show. Nigga, you acting like I'm doing something wrong. If you don't stab this white girl already.
Amateur hour.
There's always some motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill.
They got her set up as a hero, bro. They because Blade would just stand right there still when he see a girl running towards him with a fucking axe. Yeah, that makes sense. That shit not happening, yo. That's bad. You killed the nigga dying, bro. Now what you supposed to do?
Another sword.
I see you cut through adamantium.
Bring it on.
Exactly. If the breathing gun is so broken, most broken thing in the nigga arsenal, why the fuck would he just stand there and watch it get sliced? The nigga got a gun pointing at this, sees a girl walk towards him with an axe. Don't even aim for him, aim for his gun. Why would he stand still and allow her to slice that shit? Based off of the stats they just gave this nigga, all the shit they say he capable of, you think it, one, this nigga not dodging enough text. Two, maybe I'm biased because it's a snow bunny, but I'm rooting for the black nigga every time. Like, come on, bro. What type of shit is this? This nigga ain't even used magic yet. Let me guess, she about to slice this nigga in half or something. Yeah, cause he would just allow that shit to happen. Blade, do some shit. If your black act out right now, I'm about to prove something. Yo. I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. No way this nigga just let this white girl beat his ass like this. I don't give a fuck how tough the fight is. They made the nigga lose. Niggas been losing too long already, bro. God damn. Nigga, I knew that she was about to lose the moment they made him seem like the villain in the situation. Girl about to turn into a vampire, he shoot her. She was just a little kid, nigga. She was a vampire. Fuck is you talking about? So now look, I knew it. The moment they painted the plot as her as the good guy and him as the bad guy, I knew the nigga was about to lose. That's how all fucking shows do this shit, bruh. God damn. Some bullshit. I ain't gonna lie, that's some bullshit. There's a lot of shit that he wouldn't do, realistically. Some bullshit. Snow Bunny mind control got to the creators of Death Battles, I swear.
It's like you got ahead of yourself.
Yo, shut your ass up. Pointy ass one line. You know what the plot.
To be Blade tenued no longer. I'm surprised. I figured with Blade's many years of comic book history, he'd have the edge.
Believe it or not, Buffy is actually in more comics than Blade.
Really?
Wow, she got more comics, so she beat the nigga. Nigga, shut your dumb ass up, man. Yo. Let me catch the nerds at Death Battles HQ. I might put my hands on them.
Man, Blade can't catch a break.
Let's break this down into 4 categories. First up, stats. Buffy's lifted much heavier things and survived more significant explosions.
Like, sure, Blade's strong and all, but he isn't literally fucking buildings apart like Buffy.
Scaling to the monsters they
Oh
fought.
yeah, he's not fucking buildings apart. Cool. Good niggas can never let someone explain. Bro, I don't give a fuck about no explanation. Nigga, even if she fucking buildings apart by fucking the vampire, this nigga Blade is a demon. This nigga, if he could do damage to Cosmic Ghost Rider, that automatically puts him feet above her. Hood niggas can never let someone explain. I'm not even a hood nigga. I live in the suburbs right now. I'm a great kid. What the fuck is you talking about, nigga? That's some bullshit.
Compare Dracula creating a storm that covered Boston to the Sorrow Demon creating a storm that covered Los Angeles, a city over 5 times larger. You might be able to compare Blade to Spider-Man like Miles, who absorbed a bomb that could blow up Harlem, but that's significantly weaker than Whistler containing a blast that could wipe out London.
And this the shit I be talking about. What the fuck is a gigaton of TNT? Have you ever seen a gigaton of TNT death battle? You just be putting numbers together, nigga. She got something that can damage Cosmic Ghost Rider too. On God, what you said earlier, I understand that. But that doesn't automatically put her feet above this nigga. This nigga reflexes are slow. This nigga acting like he ain't got no hands. Nigga standing still like a dumbass with his most powerful weapon in his hand. Who does that shit? Twin, your logic is booty. My logic is booty. Because I believe that if a nigga had his most powerful video or powerful weapon in his arsenal, he would stand perfectly still and allow somebody to take that shit apart. Somebody already going hand to hand with. Nigga, say for example, real life, right? You had a gun. And the nigga walking towards you with a sword smacks the gun out your hand with the sword. Would you be standing still for the nigga to, like, even approach you with that shit? Come on, bro. Bullshit. They immediately got rid of one of this nigga. Like, thing about death battles is they always get rid of one of the most powerful things that the person has in their arsenal, but then allows the other person to have it. You know? Because realistically speaking, why couldn't Blade just disarm her of that axe? But she immediately disarms him of his most powerful weapon that could kill gods and shit. Like, what, bro? I don't want to hear that shit.
They could both dodge light beams, but that doesn't keep Buffy from taking the overall edge in stats.
Blade's used to being the odd man out though, so his versatility is just as important.
With Blade's numerous powers and massive arsenal, he certainly could have overwhelmed the more straightforward Buffy.
Machine guns and magic swords are generally gonna beat out crossbows and morning stars. Not to mention, he actually wears armor.
Also, Blade's faster healing factor and immunity to traditional vampire weaknesses kept Buffy on the back foot for a time. Blade wins versatility.
But when it comes to skill, Buffy's got plenty of experience fighting armed opponents barehanded.
Both of them were masters of a similar number of martial arts.
And Blade has been kicking vampire ass for a century, way longer than Buffy's even been alive.
While Blade may have more personal experience, Buffy's ability to draw on Slayer battles dating back to the Stone Age, at least 40 times older than Blade, gives her the superior skill. Even then,
because she fought some fucking vampires from the Stone Age means that she got more experience than Blade? That doesn't even make sense, nigga. Just because she fought people that lived longer ago does not mean she's as strong as a nigga that's been doing it for, like, you know, if a nigga is, how old I don't even know how old they said this nigga is. I'm gonna assume at least 1,000 years though. So if a nigga's at least 1,000 years old, that means 1,000 years of fighting vampires, whether it's modern or the ones that existed at the time. Just because you go back in time to fight someone from that period does not mean you have equal experience to them. If anything, a vampire from farther back in time would be weaker than the current ones, you know? So that doesn't even make sense. They said 100. You know how long ago the Stone Age is? Nigga, I don't give a fuck how long ago the Stone Age is. They didn't say she was fighting since the Stone Age. They said she fought vampires in the Stone Age. That is two different things. You could, nigga, I could fight somebody all the way in 1980 with all the shit I know currently and beat his ass. That doesn't mean I'm as experienced as a nigga that's been boxing for 20 years straight. And what is he talking about? Twitch, he has the experience of every Slayer all the way from the Stone Age. Nigga, open your ears, rewind it. Okay, she has the experience of every Slayer from the Stone Age. She can recall on information from people from the Stone Age. Still not whooping Blade. Realistically speaking, I don't care. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. Canadian nigga in my ear trying to tell me what I should believe. I'm not listening to you. Since the Stone Age, yap, nigga. They only get harder with time, so it doesn't even matter, nigga. I don't give a fuck. She recalls on memories on some Avatar shit, meaning that she could use the information from those periods of time to fight. I'm not hearing it. Niggas be so stupid. I'm not stupid.
They both had weapons and abilities so powerful they could end the fight instantly, regardless.
But you
of
got
all
rid of
else.
his immediately.
They're trump cards. Fortunately for Buffy, she actually countered almost all of what Blade could throw at her.
Withstanding Blade draining her energy with his bite? Check.
Resisting the Hellfire shotgun destroying her soul? Check.
Preventing Blade turning to mist and exploding her from the inside out? Check.
Meanwhile, Blade had no way to survive, say, Buffy's Gorgon venom turning him to stone.
And even with the deadly and just plain gross breathing gun, Blade did not have anything as potent as the Slayer sight. It could easily deflect the breathing gun's bullets back at him, or use its space-cutting ability to slice through his unbreakable.
It easily deflected me, yet you didn't even show her deflecting, and you just made her get rid of it all entirely. Like, I'd rather y'all show the full extent of each of their abilities rather than cutting off an ability immediately. Just so I couldn't even have a take as if y'all was holding this nigga Blade. You know, this some bullshit.
Adamantium sword.
Don't believe us? Even Wolverine's adamantium skeleton was cut in half when a portal closed on top of him. That's the same kind of thing.
And Wolverine's beta adamantium skeleton is a much tougher version of the same metal.
Oh, and since the Scythe could kill Silas, a multiverse devouring god, I think it could take down Blade with a big enough swing.
Giving Buffy the final advantage over the Daywalker.
That's some bullshit. Let me know down below in the comments what y'all think. If y'all as even half as stupid as this Canadian in my chat room, then y'all would also think that Blade deserved the win. Or if y'all half as stupid as him, y'all also think Buffy deserved the win and Blade deserved the W. But thank y'all boys and girls so much for watching. This is some bullshit personally. But your boy Cal, aka Activism. Remember, always been on Cal. Shit like that. It's bullshit.